They accuse Suzy Lamb, president of Daystar, and Jonathan's mother, and the late Marcus Lamb of covering up allegations of misconduct involving their 5-year-old daughter. This isn't just a story about family betrayal. It's a crisis that strikes at the heart of accountability in faith-based organizations. What really happened during that fateful family retreat in Florida? And why are Jonathan and Suzy accusing their own family of prioritizing reputation over justice? What does this mean for Daystar's millions of viewers? And what does it say about the values it claims to uphold? Let's dive into this deeply troubling story. It was a hot summer day in August 2021, during Daystar's annual executive retreat at a beach house in Florida. This event, designed to foster unity among senior staff and family, became the setting for an incident that would forever change Jonathan and Suzy Lamb's lives. Suzy noticed something unsettling. A family member, Pete, had followed her 5-year-old daughter upstairs as she went to change for swimming. Something didn't feel right, so she immediately called Jonathan, who rushed upstairs. What he found would haunt any parent. Jonathan entered the room to find his daughter completely under res and Pete standing there, visibly shaken. Pete, a senior Daystar staff member and close family friend, apologized profusely, reportedly more than 50 times. The child, however, appeared terrified and unable to articulate what had happened. For Jonathan and Suzy, the implications were clear. How could someone they trusted so deeply end up in such a compromising situation? Jonathan and Suzy immediately went to Marcus and Suzy Lamb, the family patriarch and matriarch, to report what had happened. Surely, as the leaders of Daystar and their family, they would take swift action to protect their granddaughter. But instead of support, Jonathan and Suzy say they were met with disbelief. Marcus and Suzy reportedly dismissed the allegations, insisting that Pete, a trusted family friend, would never do such a thing. Why would a family prioritize loyalty to a staff member over the well-being of their granddaughter? According to Suzy, Suzy even suggested that Pete's presence in the room could be explained as innocent. This dismissal escalated tensions within the Lamb family. Jonathan and Suzy say the beach house incident wasn't the first red flag. Months earlier, their daughter had exhibited signs of distress. She became unusually withdrawn, refused to be hugged by anyone other than Suzy, and seemed afraid whenever Pete was nearby. Family members like Rebecca Lamb, Jonathan's sister, had noticed Pete's behavior as well. Rebecca reportedly told Jonathan and Suzy that she had seen Pete acting overly affectionate toward the child in Daystar's green room. If these signs were so apparent, why weren't they taken seriously earlier? Suzy recalls an earlier conversation with her daughter, in which the child indicated she had been mistreated. She didn't name Pete directly, but described characteristics that matched his appearance. At the time, Suzy had considered the possibility of a school staff member being involved, only to find there were no male employees at her child's school. After the beach house incident, tensions in the Lamb family reached a breaking point. According to Jonathan and Suzy, Suzy continued to defend Pete, claiming she had prayed about the situation and felt he was innocent. This response enraged other family members, including Rebecca, who reportedly confronted Marcus and Suzy, asking, "Why aren't you doing the right thing?" But Marcus and Suzy allegedly responded by expressing concern for Pete and his family, rather than their granddaughter. What kind of message does this send, not just to their family, but to the millions who trust Daystar as a beacon of Christian values? Jonathan and Suzy say they plan to report the incident to authorities, but Suzy intervened, asking them to let her handle the matter privately. She even requested a one-on-one meeting with their daughter. After this meeting, their daughter became completely silent about what had happened, leaving Jonathan and Suzy frustrated and heartbroken. When silence becomes the solution, who benefits? Despite their misgivings, Jonathan and Suzy reluctantly held off on filing a police report at the time, hoping the situation could be resolved within the family. The fallout extended beyond the family. Jonathan, who was being groomed to succeed his father as Daystar's leader, says he was demoted after refusing to sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, about the incident. By 2023, Suzy was removed from her on-air role, and Jonathan's employment officially ended in November 2024. Daystar claimed his firing was due to performance deficiencies, but Jonathan insists it was retaliation for refusing to stay silent. Was this about performance, or about silencing someone who dared to challenge the family narrative? Daystar has publicly denied the allegations, stating the matter was resolved internally, and that Pete was cleared of wrongdoing. However, Jonathan and Suzy say the so-called internal investigation was flawed and biased, designed to protect Pete and the network's reputation. Pete's lawyer has pointed to a polygraph test as evidence of his innocence, but the connection to Joni's new husband, Doug Weiss, who owns a polygraph company, raises questions about the test's validity. Can we trust results that come from within a system designed to protect itself? Jonathan and Suzy have since taken their daughter to therapy, where Child Protective Services, CPS, became involved. The police have reopened the investigation, and while no charges have been filed, the case remains active. Jonathan and Suzy emphasize that their fight isn't just about their daughter, it's about accountability in organizations that claim to uphold Christian values.